Your unique leadership style is going to shape who you are as a leader. There's no one correct way to be a leader, or really one correct style to have as a leader. But the one thing you don't want to do is move away from your authentic self because you're both going to burn out as a leader and you're going to lose trust and credibility with your team and those around you. So what you need to do is identify and then leverage your natural strengths so you can lead in a way that feels truly genuine to you. And if it feels genuine to you, it's going to feel genuine to the people around you. I'm at my Haverkamp. I'm a leadership coach and a Gallup certified strengths coach. My coaching technique is based on helping people leverage their natural strengths and move past what's holding them back to unlock their full, true leadership potential. I've been in the workplace for over 15 years and I've managed for over 5, and I know that finding my own footing as a leader has been a challenge at times, and it's taken time and substantial self-evaluation. So today what we're going to do in this video is walk you through some simple frameworks to help you identify your own true leadership style. You need to understand your strengths and your blind spots and learn how to flex it in different situations. So why does your authentic style actually matter? Well, let me count the ways. First, there's sustainable energy. When you're spending your day pretending to be someone else, it's like you're in a play all day long. And as anyone who maybe did a little bit of drama class in middle school knows, this is exhausting. Trying to be someone else drains us. And this is also an excellent way to never shake your imposter syndrome because you're running around pretending like you're someone else. You actually are an imposter. So the second thing is trust. People can sense when you're not being authentic with them, when you're faking it. And they know when you're being real. And the thing is, people want to follow the people they think are authentic. Next, there's adaptive power. When you know your natural strengths, you can intentionally flex and adapt without losing yourself in the process. And finally, this is the big one: impact. The leaders who change our lives, they're not the perfect leadership models. They're distinctly themselves. Think about it. The mentor who influenced you, they probably weren't the one who was some cookie cutter template. They were real with you. They were straight. They were authentically showing up every day as themselves. And that's probably what you admired about them. That self-assurance, that authenticity. So as leaders, there's about 4 core styles that leaders can take. And they fall into these 4 broad categories. As I describe each one, think about which one it is that resonates with you the most. It's very possible that these might all show up for you in different situations, or you feel like maybe you're a hybrid leader of sorts. And that's okay. We'll talk about that later. So first, there's a visionary. That's a person who has the idea. So they see out in the future and they inspire people with that vision that they see of the future. They paint compelling pictures and they motivate others to follow them behind that vision. They're focused on the why and the what could be. They see the possibilities. They excel at navigating change and at innovating. Then there's the coach. The coach, they like to lead by developing others. They ask powerful questions, they listen deeply, and they help people grow. Their focus is on the who, and how can we improve? Coaches excel at building high-performing teams and at nurturing talent. Then there's the director. They lead with clarity and decisiveness. They establish clear expectations, they provide structure, and they drive for results. Your focus is on what when you're a director, and the when. Directors excel in a crisis situation because they're assertive in the moment and make quick decisions when a clear outcome is needed in that crisis. And then finally, there's a collaborator. They lead by building relationships and consensus. They like to bring people together, facilitate dialogue, and find common ground among people. Their focus is going to be on the how and the who else. Collaborators, they're going to excel at solving complex problems because they like to bring a bunch of voices together, and this requires diverse perspectives to do so. So, which one of these sounds the most like you? Maybe you see yourself in multiple styles. I know myself, I like day to day, I like coaching, really developing my team. But when it comes to problem solving, I do like to collaborate and hear all people's voices. But if something needs to happen in a moment, I definitely can make a decisive decision and just direct and say, I've heard your voices, guys, but this is what we got to do. But at the end of the day, one or two is probably going to feel the most natural to you. For me, it definitely is coach. So now, quick self-assessment time. Think about these things when you're trying to decide what kind of leader you are or where you feel most comfortable as a leader. So first, when you're at your best as a leader, what are you doing in that time? What do you consistently praise about the leadership of others? What do people consistently say when they give you praise? What do they say you're good at? What kind of problems do people bring to you? In stressful situations, what is your default approach? Your answers to these questions, they're going to point you towards what your natural leadership style is. For example, if people consistently come to you for clarity in times of confusion, you might be a director at heart. If people have a complex problem and they know that they need other perspectives, you might be a collaborator. Just think about it a little bit. So if you really want to drill down further on your unique strengths and unlock your true leadership potential, I do suggest taking the Clifton Strengths Assessment and maybe get some coaching as well. I know I help my coaching clients leverage their strengths to become better, more confident leaders by utilizing their strengths rather than focusing on their weaknesses and places they can improve. This assessment really can help you figure out the leadership style that's going to work best for you. But once you've done this self-assessment, even without Clifton Strengths, you can look a little bit and figure out what blind spots you may have, depending on where you fall on the spectrum. So let's say you're a visionary. So a blind spot for a visionary might be that they inspire, but then they may overlook the practical details. So they may make big promises and float big dreams, but maybe in the end, the thing they've inspired people to do just isn't possible. So you need to watch out for that, because if you keep making promises you can't keep, you're going to lose trust. So then a coach, they may develop great talent, but they might avoid necessary confrontation. They stay in question mode, and maybe they see some flaws, but they don't want to ever get past that coach and just say, this is what needs to be done. A director, they're great at creating clarity, but sometimes they steamroll other people's opinions. People might be telling them their thoughts and ideas, but the director's like, nope, this is how it is. So a collaborator then, they can build strong buy-in, but then they might struggle in the end with timely decisions because they're so worried about taking in all the opinions and pleasing everyone that a decision never really gets made. So the key is not to eliminate these blind spots, but to recognize them and maybe build some complementary partnerships with people that have other strengths. A truly effective leader, what they're going to do is you're going to adapt your style to what the situation at the time requires. So a crisis situation, for instance, it does require some direction in that moment. You might need more directive leadership. You're going to have to be decisive in a crisis. You don't have time for other things. Complex challenges, though, they're going to probably benefit from a collaborative approach. If you're periods of change, you want visionary leadership, people that can see their way out of it. And finally, if you're developing your team to unlock their potential, you want a coach. So when I say to flex it some, the goal is not to abandon your natural, authentic style. It's just to stretch it a little bit as the situation requires. So finding your leadership style. It's not about boxing yourself in and labeling yourself and saying, I'm a visionary and nothing else. It's about understanding your starting point so you can lead with greater awareness and intention. Your leadership journey, it's unique, and the most effective leaders continuously evolve their style through experience, feedback, and reflection. What leadership style resonates most with you? Drop a comment below and tell me. And if you like this video and you want more leadership insights, please just watch this next video and subscribe for other leadership insights.